But when the Divine Spirit is not with us, then we no more understand this language than if it were gibberish, as the expression is, although we may have spent many years in prayer. Hence it seems a very great advantage for me to be in prayer when I write, for then I see clearly it is not I who speaks, nor does my understanding direct me, so that after I have written I could not tell how I wrote. This has happened several times. Let us now return to our garden, and consider how these trees begin to bud and flower, that afterwards they may give fruit, and how the pinks and other flowers bloom and diffuse a sweet smell. This comparison pleases me much, for often in my beginnings, I mean at the commencement of my life, as I shall mention afterwards, and may our Lord grant that now I may have begun to serve His Majesty, it was a great delight for me to consider my soul as a garden, in which our Lord walked up and down. I besought Him to increase the odor of those little flowers of virtue, which seem wishful to bud, that so they might contribute to His honor and glory, and that He would support them, since I desired nothing for myself, and would prune them as He pleased, for I already knew they would grow the better afterwards. I said, I besought Him to prune them, because at certain periods the soul has no remembrance of this garden, but everything seems to be so withered, as if no water would come any more to refresh it, and as if there never had been any virtue at all in the soul. Thus she suffers much affliction, because our Lord wishes the poor gardener to think that all the care is lost which he had employed in watering and taking care of his garden. Then, however, is the time truly to cut up by the root those small weeds which had hitherto remained in the soul, by making us understand that no diligence of ours will avail, if God take away from us the water of His grace, that so we may not esteem our nothingness, or rather, our less than nothingness. Hereby great humility is gained, and the flowers bloom with fresh beauty. O Thou, my Lord and Sovereign Good! And I know not how to utter these words without tears, and without feeling great pleasure in my soul. How desirous Thou art to be thus amongst us! And Thou art also in the Blessed Sacrament, which may most truly be believed, because Thou hast said so, and with great truth also we can make this comparison, for if no fault on our part prevent us, we can enjoy ourselves with Thee. And Thou art likewise pleased to be with us, since Thou hast said, My delight is to be with the children of men. O my Lord, what mean these words? Whenever I hear them, they always give me great consolation, and so it was even when I was very wicked. Is it possible, O Lord, there should be any soul which, after having received such favors and blessings from You, and having understood it was Your delight to be with her, should again offend You, after all these favors, and so many great proofs of the love You bear her, as to leave no doubt it is so, since it is manifest by the effects? Yes, it is certain there is such a soul who has offended You, not once but often, and this is myself. I beseech Your goodness, O Lord, that I may be the only soul who has been guilty of such base wickedness, and such excessive ingratitude, though even from this my wickedness, Thy infinite goodness has been able to draw some advantage, and the greater my misery was, the more has the greatness of Thy mercies shone forth. What strong reasons, then, have I not to celebrate those mercies forever? I beseech Thee, O my Lord, that it may be so, that I may sing Thy praises forever, since now Thou hast been pleased to show such very great favors to me, that those who see them are amazed, and often they carry me quite out of myself. Were I to be without You, O my Lord, I should be fit for nothing but to behold the flowers of this garden become withered in such a way, that this miserable body of mine would be again turned into a dunghill, as it was formerly. But in order that I may praise Thee the better, do not permit, O Lord, this soul to be lost, which Thou hast purchased with so many labors, and which Thou hast so often repurchased again and again, and hast saved from the teeth of the terrible dragon. I trust Your Reverence will pardon me for thus wandering from the subject. Do not wonder at it, for it happens so according to the nature of the reflections the soul makes when I write. Hence it is sometimes very difficult to forbear breaking out into praises of God, when, as I am writing, all that I owe Him are represented to me, and I believe this will not be displeasing to your reverence, for it seems to me that we may both chant one song, though in a different manner, for I owe much more to God than you do, because He has pardoned me more sins, as your reverence knows well. End of chapter 14.